Hey everybody. I often have people ask me the question, what do I do at the start of a project? And of course the answer is, well, it depends on what the project's about. What I put together in this lesson is just some information about what kind of information do you need to look for based on the kind of project you're working on. So what I've done is I've made some categories of projects, and I said, okay, for this category of project, typically the information you need is this kind of information. And then I've given some examples of actual projects so you can see how that applies in context in a real project. Now, this is guidelines, so I don't want you to take this and say, Jerry said this is the only information that I need for this project. No. So what I've given you is some guidelines, a starting point, a way to think about your project. Any particular project, you may find other things that you need to know. Plus, all I'm putting here is the starting point. I'm not giving you every kind of requirement you're ever going to need on that project, because for a lot of projects you're going to need every kind of requirement over time. But what I want to give you is where to start. What's the important information that you need to start with to get the project going, and as you work on the project you're going to find the additional information that you need to collect. Okay, so with that caveat, I want to show you some sample projects. And here I put a little table of contents so you can see what's in here. I've categorized the projects three different ways. Corporate internal projects, so that's your typical IT kind of project. Creating a product for sale. We're going to look at things in a little different way when we're creating products that we're going to sell to someone else than if we're doing a project inside the company. And then the third category I made was business process projects, because again those are going to look pretty different from the other two. And then under each category I have several different kinds of projects. So under corporate internal we're going to look at maintaining existing software, installing third-party software, updating third-party software, and creating new software. If we're creating a product for sale, we'll look at maintaining an existing product, creating a new product in an existing line of business, and creating all new software. And then finally, under business process projects, we have write the business processes for a new company, change or add a business goal or corporate direction, and update a business process. So again, these aren't every possible kind of project you could ever be involved with, but I think it gives a nice overview of pretty typical projects that we're involved with as business analysts. Write the business processes for a new company. This is a company that's just starting out. It's defining what it's about and how it's going to work. So for this kind of project, we need to investigate what are the corporate goals? What are the products and services being offered to support those goals? And how will those products and services be created, offered, and supported by our company? What are the operational needs of the company, and how will those operational needs be met? Here's an example project. A new company is starting up to provide digital photo archiving services through a membership site. So the company is founded for the purpose of providing a permanent digital archive for researchers such as historians and anthropologists to use as materials for research. An additional benefit is that photographers will have a permanent place to store those photos without risk of losing their work. So what do you need to know? You need to know, what does permanent storage mean? What are the copyright implications of this kind of site? And is this site intended for individuals, institutions, or both? So we're looking for here business rules and actors. There will be two membership options. One option will be for One option will be for anyone who owns photographs to upload, share, look at, and permanently store their photographs. The other option will be for researchers who want to browse the archives looking for photographs with particular characteristics. What you need to know is exactly what each type of user will do on the site. So your requirements types are going to be processes, user interface mockups, business rules, technical constraints, contracts such as privacy policy, terms and conditions, copyright notice, and any other legal documents that are required. The service will be web-based, for photographers and researchers, and we'll have a client in the back office for company employees to maintain the archives. The company is combining open source software with custom software to support the memberships and the archive. The company plans to continuously update the software, and so it'll have developers on staff. Over time, there will be a lot of servers and hard drives to maintain, and so the company will require system administrators to keep the hardware running. What do you need to know? You need to know what activities are going to be done through that back office client and who's going to do them. You need to know the processes for software development, configuration management, version control, and deployment of the software on the website or the server, both new software and updates. You need to know the processes and schedules for maintaining the hardware and the platforms, and the processes for approval and purchasing of software and hardware. For all these things, your requirement types are going to be processes, obviously, business rules, technical constraints, and possibly user interface mockups. So now we're looking more at the backside. First we examined what we're offering to the customers. Now we're looking at how we're going to support it inside the company. The company will also require customer support people to handle reports from members. The support desk will be accessed through a web-based application that the company will purchase. You need to know the customer support policies and procedures. What are they? Your requirement type is going to be processes and business rules. The company is envisioned to be small in terms of employees, and so will outsource recruiting, human resources, accounting, finance, and marketing. The company will require cleaning services. So the company will have an office manager who will handle operations work such as scheduling the cleaning, managing the contractors, making purchases, and the company owner will run the company and direct the work of the employees. You need to know what each of the contractors will and will not do. You need to know exactly what the office manager and the company owner will do. You need to know the plans for managing the employees' work as well as managing their careers at the company. So your requirements type is again going to be processes, business rules, and contracts. So in this kind of a project, we see that contracts have become very important as requirements, because what are we creating here? Not software, we're creating a company. So since we're creating a company, we've added in this need for contracts, as well as operations support, for what we're doing. Thank you for listening.